Some say what you don't know can't hurt you. But when it comes to financial literacy, not only does not knowing hurt you, it costs you dearly, thousands of dollars dearly. Now, what do I mean by financial literacy? The term financial literacy refers to the ability to understand and apply various financial skills in our lives. Skills like personal financial management, budgeting, investing, and saving. Now, most of us handle money issues all the time. So many of us might think, why do I need to improve my financial literacy skills? And this feels especially true if you have some level of income and can buy things. If you can buy things you want, what's the problem? Here's one. Our collective lack of financial literacy skills costs Americans hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Wasted and hard-earned income that leaks out of our bank accounts in the form of higher fees, bad borrowing terms on things like our car and our home, as well as lost investment returns that could derail our retirement. In 2025, the National Financial Educators Council estimated that low financial literacy skills costs U.S. adults more than $246 billion. Now, that breaks down to about $948 for each adult. That loss goes up to $1,800 and above, depending on the year of the survey. Other surveys find that about 3 in 5 U.S. adults believe their limited financial knowledge has led them to make mistakes that cost them at least $1,000. Meanwhile, younger adults report losses of $5,000 or more over time. Okay, that's not great, but that's not you, right? Odds are it is. Only half of US adults can pass a financial literacy test and answer basic questions about interest, inflation, and risk. So am I saying, are we dumb? Of course not. As everyday consumers, we engage and handle money and financial products every day. The issue here is that the people who sell or run those products and services and who get us to trust them often know way much more about how they work than we do. And they often use that gap in our knowledge and our blind spots to their advantage. With their financial understanding, they know the consequences of the math and the terms and conditions around their products and services. All while we, as consumers, often focus on just the sticker price as the sole marker of being a good value. Problem is, price and value can be two very different things in the long term. Quick example. A finance manager at the car dealership can move levers adjusting things like interest rate, length of payment, and your down payment to tell you that financing your new car will be just $200 a month. Sounds affordable. What they may play down, or you may not see, is that you can now be paying for that car an extra 3 or 4 years longer. And with interest, the ultimate cost of that car could be thousands, even tens of thousands more. Just look at the ways we often don't question how we lose money, including some of these ways. Interest and fees. People with weaker knowledge around credit often don't understand the true impact of holding and revolving high interest debt. As a result, they may overuse high interest credit cards, miss payments, or carry expensive balances, leading to hundreds of dollars a year in extra interest and penalty fees. Service charges. We can fail to understand the implications of account terms, overdraft rules, or automatic renewals that can mean reoccurring bank fees, and subscription charges that can add up over time. For example, the $10 here, $20 there monthly subscriptions we pay to companies like Netflix and Spotify can add up to cost over $2,300 a year on average. Thousands for products we may not be actively using. As I mentioned, companies hope that you focus on the sticker price and use that to overlook the bigger building charges coming your way. Mistaking income for wealth. Do you know what they call a millionaire that spends $1 million? Broke. And it's not just millionaires. 66% of US adults live paycheck to paycheck, and that level is up 10% in just the last 3 years. Sure, being able to cover monthly bills can feel like safety and financial strength, but in reality, we're just one lost job, one paycheck away from financial trouble. True financial control and safety is more about what you're able to save. Because at the end of the day, money is less about having things and more about having options. Understanding compound interest. Your job may give you a good income, or you might be able to build income from a successful business. But in today's society, it's rare that most of us can build real wealth without taking advantage of the power of compound interest. In fact, Albert Einstein spoke about the power of compound interest, saying, "He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it." The credit card companies heard this and understand the power that Albert Einstein is talking about. They take advantage of it by charging you interest in a way that it's hard to see just how much compounds for them to get rich off of you. With good financial literacy skills, why not use compound interest through saving and investing to get rich yourself? Not being able to identify scams. Those with lower financial literacy are linked to higher vulnerability to certain types of fraud, including sweepstakes and lottery scams that target people who don't fully grasp probabilities and too good to be true offers. Again, it's not because we're dumb or that we don't have money. There are countless lottery winners, athletes, celebrities that have lost their fortunes simply because they don't understand how to use the money they had. Lack of financial literacy can hurt anyone and everyone. So why are we so vulnerable? I think lack of financial literacy skills comes from the fact that we are continually socialized and rewarded much more for being active consumers and spenders above being future-minded savers and investors. Advertisers repeatedly tell us to buy because we deserve it, even though we may not be able to afford it. It's the smiling salesperson who tells us that they just want us to get a good deal, even though they themselves are heavily tempted by incentives where they'll profit much more if we don't. So they get us to finance the car at an interest rate that helps the dealership more than us. And in a world of being spending focused, we tend to just ask, what's the sticker price? But where our lack of financial literacy hurts us is that we don't ask the real questions, not just what's the sticker price, but what's the real cost of this purchase? Am I paying additional costs? Will the interest charge make this purchase more expensive? How much? Will the cost affect my ability to retire when I want? Is what I'm buying worth the real cost when all these fees are added up? When learning financial literacy gets you to start asking those questions, you'll likely find yourself taking more control over your money and your life. If this hits home, share it with someone still playing by the old rules. Thanks for watching.